Welcome back everyone to episode 4 of the 4X Alchemist full game commentary. I'm David and I'm playing the Cravers. We're on turn 43 right now. The enemy pink Cravers just declared war on us, and so we are moving our forces back from over here where we were going to go invade the Horatio after I made a pretty stupid decision to pull them back from Geysar. There's an enemy fleet somewhere in this area. So we are mustering at Gaikon and are going to try and move through this way. Alright, so let's get started. We gained another experience level here. Unfortunately, there's not much we can do with him. I think the vision range is going to be the most beneficial. And then we can get damage and plating penetration and damage and plating penetration. So this is why the Craver Guardians are such incredible projectile or kinetic damage generals, because they get not only plus 40% kinetic damage, but they get 40% hull penetration from there, 40% more hull penetration from there, 80% more damage there, and to cap it all off, 40% more damage. So that's 120 from those two, and if you use all projectile weapons, that's 160% damage, just straight up, plus 80% hull penetration. You can't really get better than that. Yeah, and then in addition to that, he gets plus 80% damage on his ship from that, and yeah, also 40% shield capacity, you know, all of these benefits. So these guys, if you're going to go projectile damage, you really can't beat a Craver Guardian for just straight up head-to-head bashing. The only possible exception to that is if you want to be a little bit more mobile, do some guerrilla tactics. Having what are they called? The Seekers is probably better, simply for that plus the 3 times multiplier in non-Starlane movement speed. Okay, so we just got our 12-man fleet. We have mostly Locusts still, but some of our upgraded Wasps, so we're going to try and get over here as soon as possible. And that's about it. Yeah, I think so. I think that's about it. Yeah, I really want to get up into this this Horatio territory over here as soon as possible, because not only do they have Jade Onyx, which I want really bad, but they also have a bunch of just really good places. So we got our free technology from that. We'll grab our 2 bonus strategic resource generation, because we're pretty strapped on titanium at the moment, which will allow us to move away from Hornets and back to Wasps for a little while. Alright, so we have successfully depleted this planet over here. So let's move some of our Cravers here to keep our production levels high. We are content, so let's bring some slaves over here to be even more content. Okay, so the question is, does the happiness bonus outweigh the content bonus? So 30 or 29 food versus 30 food and a whole bunch of extra stuff. Nope. So we're gonna keep on with the slavery business, because it is booming. All right. My fleets are a little disorganized at the moment. This whole shuffling around of people is really doing a number on them. Let's see, so he has 4 more guys here. His slicers are pretty strong, so 42. Yeah, so 42, but they're all close range damage. So if you remember, I outfitted my Wasps with one missile and one projectile so that we can really do some serious damage at long range to hopefully pick off a bunch of his ships before they get into that close range and they can destroy us. Alright, so keep on moving. Okay. One of the biggest benefits of like large influence radii, especially with like the Empire and those type of things, is that they just give you so much vision. Like if my vision radius was out here, you know, I could see these places, and I don't know. I have recently come to highly value vision. Okay, so there was a fleet here. I mean, it attacked this place. It was 8 ships. I have no idea where it went. But I'm kind of glad it's gone. Or at least for now. Yeah, so we're going to spend some of our money, upgrade these wasps, and have them move out here. Get our termites back out here as well. And I guess we can just... It will stay here for 1 turn, and then we'll move here, hopefully as soon as possible. Alright, grab some more curiosities. As always, prioritize ruins and signals to try and get these. Those are pretty good. I'll take it. And the best possible quest is the Lost Horatio ship. Gives you 3 free population and an extra ship. Alright, so I think we can bring him to Glazar. Actually, we're going to have him sit tight for a second until we can clear Gyazar, and secure it. But until then, let's use some of his probes. Maybe get some vision on the enemy's location, and maybe there's like a system out there. Okay, so I think that's it for this turn. If we need to assign Phoenix to something, what can we assign Phoenix to? Definitely want some modernization, and no anomalies. Let's grab some extra science, and let's also have him produce some hornets after that. Okay, so I'm starting this war a little bit on the defensive. If you were watching episode 3, that again went a little long, so I apologize. I made the pretty stupid decision of thinking that they weren't going to attack me, at least temporarily. And so I brought all my ships from here over to here because I wanted to get a foothold over here against the Horatio before I went and attacked these guys. Ooh, there's a group of 8 ships, which are pretty scary, but they're level 1 slicers, or original slicers, so they're not quite as strong as his other ones. I think we can probably take him. Alright, so let's get over here. He's moving these guys over here. I hope he doesn't have a big fleet that's just going to come and cut out my knees from behind me. I really hope that's the case, or that's not the case. Let's get everyone moving. Yep. So we'll have these guys set up a defensive barrier there. These guys, I guess he can just head back up there, I guess. Grab that last few curiosities. Those last few curiosities. Yeah, having this guy here just sending out probes into the enemy base every once in a while is actually going to be really helpful for me to form a battle strategy. Alright, other than that, we have 2 places here, a hot and a cold. Let's grab these ruins really quick, and maybe a Xeno-industrial plant. And I already have absolute tons of Hyperium. Let's also grab... Yeah, might as well do some more research. These guys are a little too far away and a little too slow to produce any number of ships of significance. So we're just going to let them do their infrastructure build up. I should be okay. Oh, that's right. I need science. I think since we're just, we're doing a pretty difficult war at the moment, having more damage is going to be really nice. I don't really need to get these bonus shields anytime quick because I have my infinity shield, which doesn't give that much actual shield capacity, but is just really, really strong. And so I'm not going to, for my guys that only have 2 defensive slots, I'm not going to sacrifice the infinity shield and all of that bonus health just for a little bit extra shield capacity. Okay, so what I am going to do is, let's see, so we have primary terraforming done. I think I'm going to get wormholes. Is going to help me with that mobility, and then maybe upgrade to here. Because we don't have the titanium to sustain improved soldier class, but we will have the Hyperium to do worker class, so we'll get some pretty good support ships in there, and maybe they'll be able to help us out with something. Okay, I don't use the 1 CP support ships nearly as much as I probably should, because every time I do use them, I'm always impressed with the utility that they offer. So I'm going to try and use them a bit more. Ooh, Giga Lattice. I like it. Alright, so we got more wasps on our way. Let's move our ships and free Gaiazar. Okay, so let's initiate battle. We can look at what they've got. Remember, they are 100% short-range lasers. So more power to the shields is going to be the optimal thing for us. And we're going to want to maximize our number staying at long range. So to make them come to us. Did I do that right? Yeah. So in this way, they're going to have to take fire for 2 turns without being able to fire back. Oh, actually, since they're all going to be in Flotilla 1, we also are going to distribute some to Flotilla 2. They're all in Flotilla 1, so we want guys in all flotillas to get that morale bonus to do extra damage. Okay, and actually we are going to move our missile guys, which are these guys, our Wasp 2s, into the outer turrets, and then move our non-missileers, which are our locusts, into our central area. Okay, yes, that's how we're going to distribute it there. Alright, it's not that big of a deal because I'm pretty strong compared to them. I think I'm going to kill them before they even, before they even close. So yeah, but just optimizing, never a bad thing. I really, really did not want to let them close to close range. Otherwise, I would have taken probably a considerable amount of damage. Alright, we're just going to move straight on forward. Try and get as much damage or as big of an advantage off of just killing that fleet as possible. Remember, we did recently just see an 8-man fleet coming in. Speaking of which, I'm going to pull my hero over here. Oh yeah, look at that. 26 probes, because each one of these locusts gets 4 probes with him. So that's pretty crazy. Kind of cool. Something I've never actually used before. It's kind of funny. Yeah, so we're going to throw a probe down this direction to see if we can find that 8-person fleet. And let's see, so we have our Marauder. What type of... Okay, so we do have the bonus movement speed support module. Yeah, so these guys aren't going to be bad. We'll be able to use them for something at least. Okay. But we're going to wait until we get them a little bit more developed, getting that the Hyperion bonus slots before we actually start using them. Okay, so we got Gigalatus over here. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to utilize that for quite a while, but it might be some additional motivation to actually research that that tech. Okay. It makes me interested. Oh, there's just moving in like that. Okay, that's fine. That's why we're going to have this support force here with these 3 wasps and 2 hornets, and then more coming in all the time. Always going to be here in support, just in case, you know, at least at the beginning, if any ships slip by our main fleet here, they'll be able to get mopped up there before they can do any serious damage. Alright, and then also they'll be in relatively close in order to provide support in case I lose any ships, which I'm sure I will start losing some of my locusts because they are pretty weak. Having that that +4 probes for scout ships is really interesting to me. It means that I might want to keep 1 scout ship forever in my main fleet, not only for the bonus vision that they provide, but also you know, to have 6 probes available to me, so I can get those curiosity bonuses for my hero. I wish there was a way that I could just say, like, go directly here, because I definitely don't want him to go through the enemy bases. I guess I can go up here and then make that jump and then come down there. I think that's probably going to be best. Okay, so we don't want to put him on a blockade, because then these guys will immediately attack him before I can get my reinforcements in. So Zubin needs direction. Let's go with, let's see, so you are producing not actually that much, which is unfortunate. Yeah, because transforming this into desert's going to take 7 turns. Let's get some more food first, since we have 4 planets already colonized. That's going to be quite nice. And let's also get some science. Yep, I think that's going to be the correct choice. Okay, ending the turn. I'm going to keep a little closer eye on the time, so I don't accidentally go for a full hour for this episode. So hopefully I'll be a little bit better about that. Okay, since we have a whole bunch of money, ooh, some of my guys are starting to go away. I need to do this. That's what I didn't want to happen. So that's the disadvantage of not putting up that barricade immediately, or that blockade immediately, is that they had the option to pass through. But that's okay, they're only a couple ships. I have 2 ships, fortunately, here kind of waiting for them. So we'll just take care of them then. Alright, they are building up quite the fleet over here. But it's actually not that scary. We have a pupa and some scavengers. Really what I'm worried about are these ships here. So we really need these ships to get over here. But fortunately I have tons of money. So I'm actually going to just buy a mantis, and that's going to really boost my my defenses here. Also, we can go to our market, and we probably have a whole bunch more dark shitter. So let's just get rid of it and turn that into some ships as soon as possible. Yes. Okay, so I have 2.5K, so let's get another wasp as well. And that should take us to, so it's going to be 4. Yeah, so that'll take us up to 10 CP over here. which isn't bad. Pretty good, actually. Okay, let's have you guys crank out a couple mantises as well. And, alright, so you're shrinking. You're starving because you're just not producing enough food, well, obviously. So how do I do this better? Would be this better, 21. Yeah, unfortunately these places just aren't that great. What if I just turn this into an Arctic? That might work. But I kind of need them to be doing the military stuff at the moment. Yeah, so we'll just do mantises first, so like ships first, then we'll worry about the happiness and the population control. But really, our major existential threat is these guys over here, and specifically this ship, this fleet that is building up quite quickly, alarmingly quickly. Wow, really? There are no wormholes that I can see? Seriously? That was the tech that opened up wormholes, right? Wow, so I see one wormhole. So nothing connecting these two, nothing connecting these two. That sucks. Okay. Alright, well, here we go. Alright, so these guys are standard projectiles. Yes, these guys are all standard projectiles. Alright, since we only have a couple wasps, I think we're going to take turtle again, because these are also just standard projectiles. So turtling is going to be the most advantageous. We're going to distribute ourselves optimally, like this. We're going to pull this ship over here because smaller ships have better evasion. This guy's optimal at medium. So are these guys, I thought. Yes, these guys are also optimal at medium. So these are my wasps and my hornets, and then we're going to divide my locusts into these. I'm actually going to move him over here as well, because we don't want these guys to take too much damage since they are focusing on Flotilla 2. Okay, so let's do this fight, and hopefully I don't lose too many people. Decisive victory, didn't lose any. That's what I like to see. Let's check out this these phasing. Yep, so you can see that they focused completely on Flotilla 2. These guys were able to do damage here both times, and these guys are also, so all of these started at close range because he picked turtle as well. And yeah, so we did a great job. We absorbed 5,000, about 15. Yeah, so we absorbed all of their damage on our shields. So we took barely any actual damage. Awesome. That is great. That is grand. All right, so we got our new guys here. A nice, probably more powerful fleet here actually than our actual frontline fleet at the moment. But once we kind of secure this area for a little while, make sure there aren't any ships running in between here, we'll bring these guys up, switch over, and use these as our primary attack force. Okay, so let's grab this last curiosity. Ooh, is that another ruins? It is. Advanced perfect slugs. Nice. We aren't going to be able to use that for a while. I'm going to see what this does. Most of the time when I do the investigate, I have an 80% chance to discover 150 dust, so spending science for a little bit more dust, I don't really need that much dust, but I'm going to try it this time to see kind of, you know, just as an experiment, see what's up. And also, I'm going to take some of these wormholes. There we go. I'm going to take some of these wormholes to see what's over here. I'm guessing that's the kind of the Empire's territory. Alright, so we caught these guys over here, so let's punish them a little bit for trying to make an incursion into our space. Okay, and so he's runner up there. Alrighty. So let's just keep moving. Guys, here we have our ship finally reaching the Infinite Factory. And what we're going to do is, I don't know why I sent that there. What we're going to do is examine this curiosity, and it's going to spawn an enormously powerful fleet, like with one of the big 6 damage dudes. But really what we want is this 20% health regeneration on a fleet when a hero is assigned every turn. Yeah, so look at this. Friggin' 4,500. Super powerful fleet that spawns. We're going to just sack our little dude because we don't care. You have served your purpose. Thanks, man. Really what we want is if we go back to, like say this guy here, you can see he's gaining 20% of his health every turn because I have a hero assigned to this fleet. So that ability is super strong and allows you to make really long engagements, or maintain long engagements without losing that many ships. So it's really strong, totally worth sacrificing a single scout unit, and that fleet's just going to hang out there until I finally have the power to go and kill it. Okay, so I kind of skipped through that a little bit too fast, or a little bit faster than I normally would. If you guys have any questions about the purpose and the utility of that bonus that I just picked up, feel free to ask any questions you have in the comments. Alright, these are Slicer 2s and 3s, so they are the short range guys, short range energies. So we're going to go power to the shields, hang back in at long range as much as possible to try and take out as many of them as we can before they get to us with our missiles. Perfect. Took barely any damage. Great. And we have another big fleet that's arrived here. What have they got? They've got Slicer 6s. Pretty decent health. Standard kinetic guns. You can tell they use standard kinetic guns from the 80, 100, 100 efficiency distribution. Because we know that missiles are 100 at long, 80 at medium, and standard like machine guns or whatever they are 80 at long, 100 at mid, 100 at short range. So we know that that's what they're using there. We'll destroy whatever that was, and we get 8 probes every turn. So let's send those out. There's no reason not to, and we'll initiate this fight. Okay, so since they are all standard guns, let's go to our advanced details. We're almost certainly going to use turtle. Keep these guys at medium range because that's where they are optimal, and keep these guys and these guys engaging into short range. Okay, remember having additional flotillas when they do not gives us bonus morale. We can see that they are utilizing both Flotilla 2 and Flotilla 1, so we're going to distribute this a little bit more evenly so that our Flotilla 1 doesn't get overrun and killed too quickly. You know, spread that damage out a little bit better. Okay. Minor victory, lost a couple locusts as expected in Flotilla 1. Let's see their fleet distribution. Yep, so you can see that they did 4 units into Flotilla 1, where I only did 3. So even though I was able to kill all 4 of theirs in Flotilla 2, they killed 2 of my 3 in Flotilla 1, and I did not do damage there. An interesting thing that I don't know is whether Flotilla 3 can only do damage to Flotilla 2, or if they can do damage to both Flotilla 2 and Flotilla 1 if their Flotilla 3 is empty. If that's the case, then I would have put if Flotilla 3 can only affect, or if the flotillas can only affect adjacent flotillas. So for example, 2 could affect 1 and 3, or enemy 1 and 3, as well as their opponents in 2, where 3 could only be the enemy 3 and 2. If that's the case, then I would have distributed more of these ships from Flotilla 2 into Flotilla 1, because we would know that Flotilla 3 would be supporting them significantly. Anyways, so that was a bit unfortunate. Took quite a bit of damage. We're going to grab some of these guys now. So we're going to grab these, because we're pretty sure that most of the forces are going to be concentrated here. And we're going to have a couple stragglers coming up this star lane. Yeah, you can see these, but the majority of the fighting is going to be here, and we really want to be able to handle that as much as possible. Again, the 20% healing every turn is going to be huge. So we're not going to initiate another attack. He has to attack us. So yeah, we're just going to take advantage of getting that healing. Okay, so we got this scavenger. We found some more. We got light form, signal, and life form. Prioritize the signal. And get some Giga Lattice. Very cool. Alright, let's keep exploring. Alright. So that's 30 minutes. Thanks everyone for watching this episode 4 of my full game commentary playing the Cravers. I hope to see you again in the next episode. Take it easy.